Okay, wow. Well, I thought it was a really good test. I mean, I think two teams have been really banged up, and I really feel for them. With the injuries they've suffered, with Shake Milton being out now, and they're losing Foster a little bit before that. That's difficult, and they're going through kind of what we've gone through this year. And so I think you saw two teams that really laid it all out there, put it all out there on the court. Even though they were a little short-handed.
How proud of you were you for the start of the game? AJ was talking about a couple weeks ago, you played Houston. It was an early game. It was kind of a lackluster start. You guys got after it, had an early lead.
We talked about that, the importance of getting off to a good start. We talked about our preparation. And it doesn't start today, this morning before the game. It starts, the night before, 2 nights before. And I think our guys really took that to heart. I think they really were disciplined, got their rest, and got up early so they were fresh and ready to go right from the tip.
What specific things do you ask of them in their preparation to get ready for an early game like today?
One, I like the curfew. I like for them to be in a little early to make sure that they're going to be in their rooms and off their feet. I think that's always good for them because if you're really serious about wanting to compete and wanting to win, you got to be willing to sacrifice, certain things. And so getting in and getting a good night's sleep was going to be important. Then when we get them up in the morning, I want them to get going right away. Like I don't want them to kind of get up and it's that, let me work my way into the morning. So we try to do things to try to energize them, whether at the breakfast, different things we may do, play loud music or different things just to wake them up to make sure that they're totally focused and locked into what we're going to do by the time we tip off. And I think our guys were prepared.
Was there a certain song selection that they listened to?
I didn't know the playlist because I wasn't at the team breakfast this morning, but I'm sure it was interesting. They always are to me because I guess I'm dating myself.
There was some, key moments in the second half. BJ rolls his ankle again, was limited, didn't play for a while. I know he got back in there, probably wasn't 100%. That could have been an opportunity for SMU to kind of chip away at the lead, but you guys maintained it and built on it. How important was that?
And that's always important for us. When the guy's down, we always talk to our players about who's going to step up. And I thought everyone stepped up. I thought Caesar was great. Caesar was great during that stretch. And he really stepped up for us and gave us a big lift. And, we've played without him in so many different situations. I think our guys are somewhat accustomed to being, with him and without him. So I thought, when it happened, I just kind of leaned back and, really kind of rely on our players, their maturity of understanding, hey, we've been in a situation without him before. And these are the things we need to do to be successful. And I think they did. They executed.
At the start of the second half, there was SMU had 3 or 4 offensive rebounds. You were pretty furious on the sideline there.
Yeah, I was pretty furious.
What did you tell your team after that during the timeout?
It's what we had talked about at halftime. We had held them to 1 offensive rebound at halftime, and I was adamant about this team is a very good offensive rebounding team. They're undersized. Just their previous game, they had 20 offensive rebounds. They really are relentless on the board, so we're going to have to do a better job at boxing out. And I challenged them at halftime because we did a good job that they were going to come out and try to change that outcome. And, of course, they did. And so then at the timeout, of course, we discussed that again. And I thought our guys really responded well and really focused in and boxed out well and started eliminating their second chance opportunities.
Another big night for AJ. Is this kind of the best stretch you've seen from him since he got here?
It is. And I mean in every way. I mean, of course, he's scoring the ball. Everyone's seeing that. And he's always been capable. As I said before, I'm happy to see him get rewarded for all the hard work I see him put in. And nobody's more deserving because he works at it. To see it come together now has been fun for me and I think fun for his teammates. But the thing I think that we always overlook is what he's doing defensively. I mean, he's taking on the other team's best player pretty much every single night for us. And that's what's happened the last 3 games in a row, for instance. And their best scorer, of course, is McMurray out there. And I thought he did an excellent job on him. McMurray's an accomplished scorer in our league. He's one of the best players in our league. And I thought AJ really did do a great job. Now, he wasn't the only one with that assignment, but it was his primary assignment. I thought he was terrific.
It wasn't the cleanest game, for you guys today, but what did you feel the difference was?
I thought defensively we were really good. I thought we got off to a great start and built a nice lead, and then we did that. They kind of made a run, which you expect. They're a good team. We built it back up again in the first half. They made another run. But we still had too many scoring droughts. We had a couple droughts there where I thought we could have executed a little bit better. Our shot selection could have been a little bit better during that time. And that kind of helped precipitate what they were able to do as well. And so we just need to do a better job of valuing every possession. And that's something that we're trying to teach our guys. And they're learning it, but it's just a process.
What's the message to kind of keep this momentum going, heading to the road now to
You know,
big guys.
we just want to stay positive knowing that we have everything ahead of us, as we talked about before. You know, everything that we want to do and accomplish this year is still right in front of us. You know, we're in control of our own destiny right now, and that's a good place to be in. And we have to go take care of we have to take care of business. We know exactly what we have to do if we want a shot in postseason. And so we have to go out there and approach it that way. And I think you've seen that sense of urgency in our guys the last 3 games, but even before that. But you see how they're playing, and I think they understand what we have to do, and then we have to go out there and execute.
Your team held SMU to a season low in points. I know you talked about always not being satisfied right now and always wanting to improve on defense. Where can this team still improve on defense here?
We definitely can still improve. You know, for us defensively, probably just understanding that we stay locked in for the entire possession. I think sometimes as possessions get longer, you know, I think we show our immaturity. You know, it gets down to that 5, that 4. Picked up a couple fouls in this game, if you recall, late. They scored a couple late baskets because we weren't as locked in at the end of the shot clock as we were maybe the first 15, 20 seconds of it. So I think that's the area we have to improve. And then completing the play with the box outs and rebounding is the other portion that we have to continue to get better in.
I know you'll probably get a better idea of moving forward, but how's BJ with the ankle?
You know, I think BJ will be fine. You know, I talked with him after after the game, and he said his ankle was going to be fine. He rolled it, and like he did at Cincy. But you know, we're off today for the rest of the day. Tomorrow we'll give him a day off again. So by the time we come back Monday, I think he'll be ready to go, and we don't play until Wednesday. So I think he'll be fine.
What's the message that you give to somebody like BJ as a former point guard yourself? He seemed a little frustrated, obviously, today.
Well, you know, we'll have that talk. You know, I spoke with him a little bit after the game, but we'll talk this week about just understanding that's how it is some nights. I mean, some nights, you know, you're going to have, amazing, percentages and everything's going to go your way, and some nights they aren't. But as a point guard, you're judged on one thing, and that's winning. You know, his team won, and that's the most important thing at that position. And so he helped lead him to that. And that's where he has to understand that that's a very important part of who he is. And that's the kind of discussion we'll have. And he'll have nights where he gets going. Just like he had a number of magical nights already this year, and he'll continue to have some. But when a night like this where you got Dayon's got it going in the first half, continue to make him better. AJ's got it going the last 3 games, continue to make him better. Caesar got to go in the second half, continue to make him better. So these are things that really good point guards do. And of course, he can score as well. And so that's kind of how I approach that when I'm in his position. And I know he will. He's mature enough to understand that value.
Do you think you're turning a corner on free throws?
Don't jinx me. Don't jinx me. Hopefully, we're hopeful that our guys are. I've been in here at a number of these press conferences, and I've said our guys shooting them well in practice. I've seen them knocking them down, and I'm just wondering when they're going to get comfortable in the game. And I think you're starting to see them get comfortable. Guys are going up there with confidence. They know they can knock them down. And sometimes it's just a process of, the technique was good. I looked at them in practice with his technique. We film them shooting. We taking all that data in. And the thing we felt was maybe just between the ears a little bit, and they just need to just loosen up when they get up to the line. And I think our guys are loosening up, and they're knocking them down more consistently.
Are you seeing a level of maturity in this team that is maybe surprising to you out of some of your younger players? Because the team is in a better position this year than they were last year at the same time.
Well, I do see some maturity in our younger guys, and they're really stepping up for us. These guys they've played an amazing schedule this season. You look at our preseason and our conference schedule. I mean, they've played a heck of a schedule, and I think all of that has been good for their growth. I think they're maturing because every night out there, they have a contest it's going to be basically heated. It's going to be contested every night. No easy games for us, and you grow through those experiences, and I think our younger players have grown through that.
For a team that struggled from the perimeter most of the season, how have you guys been able to embrace the 3-ball these last 3 games?
Well, we never stopped embracing it. For us, we're going to take our open looks. If you're playing for me, you got your open looks, you can take your shots. I know the shots our guys are capable of making. I know the shots I see them make every day in practice, and those are the shots I expect them to take in the game. So they know from me there's never a time where they won't be confident in taking their shots. And so that's kind of been my approach. So the fact that we've never changed anything I think has led us to this point where guys are still confident, they're taking those shots, and then you just see more of those balls go in. And that's a good thing. And the more you see them going, I think the more they gain confidence, they'll make more of them. So that's kind of where we are.
I know AJ's last 2 threes were off the dribble. What point of the game did you know it was just like one of those games for him?
I think early in the game I noticed he had it going again. I think he had one that kind of rattled around and went in. You know, he kind of bounced around the rim 3 or 4 times and fell in. I said, oh, he's got it going tonight. And but those are just fun things as a coach and as a spectator. But yeah, I knew he had it going. But he's been locked in. He's focused. You know, it's coming down, the end of his season and the end of his career here. And I'm just really proud of the way he's leading us.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.